Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nothing But Reds. It's been a while, so we're just going to jump right into it. Um, Liverpool are off to an excellent start this season. I mean, unbelievable, perfect, pretty much, with the exception of that draw. Now, we're going to talk about a few things today. So, the season so far, as we mentioned, I believe we have 15 wins and one draw. 15 wins, one draw so far this season in the Premier League. Excellent start to the Premier League. And the only criticism I have of that is the clean sheets, but we'll get into that in a minute. I want to talk about the current state of the team as far as injuries go, Klopp's rotations, as well as some of the new faces, Naby getting into the team and really making an impact for us. Now, another thing that came out recently was the Anfield Road End expansion. FSG accepted plans for the expansion to take the stadium to 61,000. So that's good. That's good for the team. We've been working on that for about a year now. They originally rejected the original plans, and now they're moving forward with that. So that's good to see that we're expanding that. And then we'll get into statistical analysis of the Champions League group stage, and then briefly talk about the Premier League so far. So again, I'm sorry I haven't been making videos. I've been busy with some things. So I'm going to try to get back into it. It's going to be infrequent, but I do want to get back into talking about our Reds. So, season so far. So, like I said, we have 15 wins, one draw. We have all my stats are provided by PremierLeague.com and then UEFA.com. So, 40 goals so far this season, with 14 goals conceded, 3 clean sheets. All right, and now, of course, when we played Norwich on that opening game at Anfield. Alisson had that pulled muscle or torn muscle in his calf. I'm not sure if it was the muscle itself or the tendon, but he was out for 6 to 8 weeks, which is pretty conservative, unless it was actually torn. I'm not exactly sure. But in that time, we saw Adrian come in, right? And Adrian, I have no critiques of Adrian. I think he's done exceptionally well, better than Mignolet would have ever done. Let's be completely honest. But he did well. His distribution was fine, and you never really even noticed that Alisson was gone. I mean, we did concede goals, but for the most part, he did well, and we can't complain because we've won 15 games and drawn one, and we're at the top of the league. So that's good. And as far as the Champions League goes, we did draw a pretty tough stage. We had Napoli again in the group. RB Salzburg, a young, energetic side with a lot of talent, a lot of young talent. And then Genk, which, I mean, top Belgian side, but nothing special. Some good young talent, but, nothing we can't handle. And we show that in both games. Same with Salzburg as well. I mean, good, energetic side, really didn't seem intimidated by us at all. But played well. And I believe in the Champions League we had 4 wins, a draw, and a loss. And yeah, I mean, that's excellent. But what's crazy is that Napoli, we struggle with Napoli. And I don't know if it's how they play necessarily, or how they set up the tactics, but we just struggle with them. We did beat them at Anfield last year, that 1-0 win with Salah scoring. But this year, I don't know what it is. And, we can blame it. Last year we were talking about we can blame it on Klopp, right, for fielding that Henderson, Wijnaldum, Milner midfield, right? Every away game when we lost to Red Star, Napoli, and then I'm forgetting the PSG. I forgot it for a second. But losing all those away games and still making it through. So that coupled with the fact that we have Fabinho in the side now, or we did until he got injured, which I'll get into in a second. It just shows that we're developing as a team, right? Just to be completely honest with that. So let's talk about the stats for the Champions League. So yesterday we ended up beating Salzburg 2-0 over in Salzburg. Honestly, I mean, I think we played excellent. I think we really did. We looked attacking. We were getting consistent chances, and the two games where we looked exceptional this season, and I'm going to go to the Premier League, was against Tottenham. We put so many shots on target, and then I believe it was against Bournemouth. And against Man City, we were really, really good as well, but we were just consistently creating attacking chances. And it's tough for me personally, Liverpool are a team that it doesn't matter who we field at this point, right? It did a few years ago when Klopp first took over, but now it doesn't really matter who we field. You know what I mean? It's almost like every team that goes out there is going to produce or going to get it done regardless. But now this introduction of Keita into the midfield, right? And then the Ox is back. These two players are really our creativity players, right? And that takes nothing away from Henderson, who's done an excellent job of getting the ball. He's getting the ball forward. He's put in some excellent crosses. He has great field vision for those diagonal passes. Henderson's done excellent. But on the ball, right? Not distribution, but on the ball, he's not necessarily the most creative person, okay? But you look at Keita, right? Keita, his ball retention is great like Wijnaldum, but he has that creativity aspect to him, right? And when you combine that with the front three, that's really what we need to be an unstoppable side going forward. If you look at those away games that we were talking about in the Champions League last year, when we fielded that side, Milner, Henderson, and Wijnaldum, we didn't have any creativity. Of course, they went out and they played well, right? But when you don't have that creativity, you're not a threat on the attacking end, or at least in the midfield, okay? And when you don't have the creativity in midfield, you're relying on Firmino, or we're relying on Firmino to come back and drop deep and create for the other front two. And sometimes that's just doesn't work, or it's not a good day for him, right? But like yesterday, we saw Salah had a great game, and he's been in, I wouldn't say poor form, but he's been struggling recently. But it's just great to see that when we introduced Keita and Chamberlain wasn't in there yesterday, but with Keita inside, man, we look good. We look good, and Keita looks excellent, right? And the only knock we can have on him is the fact that he's been injured. That's it. That's really it. So, with that said, let's get in to the statistics. So, in the group stage, our pass accuracy was 86% overall, all right, which is pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. Now, these stats are very specific, but I'll just read them off. So, 16 saves, 3 punches, 8 high claims, 8 low claims, 8 goals conceded. All right, so 8 goals out of 6 games, given we have a great group. I mean, it is what it is. We're through to the next round. That's what matters. Averaging 1.3 goals conceded per game. I'm not mad. I mean, it's just different from last year. Our defense was unstoppable last year. But now that Alisson's back, he's taken a little bit to get his form back. But, I mean, yesterday against Salzburg, he had some excellent saves. And you can tell that it took him a while to get back into the rhythm of things. But I think he's good now. I think he's good without jinxing anything. So there's that. Let's look at some other stuff. So crosses attempted, 139 crosses. That's a lot in 6 games. We have 13 goals scored. Sorry, I thought we had 13 goals conceded. So 13 goals scored. But 139 crosses attempted, 32 completed. That's pretty awesome. 42 corners. So now if we take that out, that's 7 corners a game. That's excellent, right? Because 6 times 7 is 42. I think. I hope so. 413 attacks. Big chances 9. 29 dribbles. Runs into the attacking third is 116. Nothing new. I mean, you got Salah getting in behind, Mane getting in behind. Deliveries into the penalty area is 109. So, I mean, that's good. That's good. Deliveries into the attacking third, 401. 401. Incredible. That's incredible. Now, looking at our passes, right? This is pretty cool. 67% of our passes have been a medium length pass, not a long pass. Only 11% of our passes have been long. But I want you guys to notice something. The past few games that we've been watching, including yesterday, maybe not so much yesterday, but definitely in the Premier League, teams are trying to play us on the ground, right? And they may have some success doing that. But Lovren and Van Dijk alike, and really the cornerbacks as well, have been delivering that ball over the defense with unbelievable accuracy, right? And then we saw it Bournemouth after Ake went off injured. Lovren delivered that. I think it was Lovren. Lovren delivered that ball to Ox. One-touch finish for Ox. I mean, that's incredible, the accuracy that takes. So that's the example I'm talking about with the long ball. But only 11% in the Champions League has been like that. Most 67% or two-thirds has been medium, 22% short range. And, that's just statistics for you. 61% possession average, which is incredible. I mean, that's really good, considering the difficulty of our group. I'd say the only time we didn't have at least 60 or at least 50% possession was probably against Napoli, but obviously against Genk and then against Salzburg, we're definitely going to have that. So, 60 clearances, 6 blocks, 288 balls recovered, 7 tackles. 7 tackles. Maybe is that in the? Oh, that's goalkeeping. 7 tackles. I don't know. These are confusing statistics for me, and I read off the saves for you. 7 yellow cards, 60 fouls committed, only 40 fouls suffered. So we're playing. That just shows we're playing more aggressive, right? We're playing aggressive in the Champions League. Now, go into the squad a little bit. If this will load, right? Alisson and Adrian, right? So Alisson ended up playing 4 of our 6 group stage games. Adrian played 2. Adrian in those 2 games conceded 5 goals. Alisson 4 games, 3 goals, right? So you can see the difference there. But even when Adrian was playing, we're not playing bad. I think he did. Oh, when we played against Napoli away, I know y'all remember that incredible save that he had. Regardless if we lost 2-0 or not, or 1-0, I can't quite remember what the score was. He played fine. Like, he can make saves, right? He's kind of like Mignolet. No, he's not. He's better than Mignolet. He's way better than Mignolet. But he played okay. I have no complaints about Adrian at all. Now, looking at some other stats, Andy Robertson got a goal. Lovren got a goal, right? Those are good. That's good. That's incredible. They both got, 2 defenders got a goal. Robertson never scores. Lovren occasionally, but Robertson never scores. All right. Wijnaldum got a goal. Keita has a goal. Yeah, he got the goal yesterday. Chamberlain has 3 goals in 3 games in the Champions League, which is unbelievable. And I believe he did have a hat trick? Someone in the comments let me know. I can't remember if he had a hat trick against Genk or if he only had 2 goals. Because he scored the first one and they had that nice chip. But I can't remember if he scored a third. So, 3 goals in 3 games. Shaqiri, 1 appearance, no goals. Mane, 6 appearances, 2 goals. Salah, excellent in the Champions League. 6 games played, 4 goals. Divock, 4, no goals. Firmino, no goals in the Champions League. But again, he's not essentially he's not our scorer. He's more of our creator, our engine, if you will. So that's good to look at. That's good. So to sum it all up, on to the round of 16, finished top of the group, 13 points. Napoli had 12, I believe that's how it is. Napoli, really just our team. It's the team we can't beat. Like, we struggle with Napoli, and I don't know why. They're nothing special, right? Excellent midfield, and I think good attacking players, especially with Lozano, Mertens, and Insigne. Great players, quick attacking players, good finishers, kind of like Salah. But, something about it. And when we played them, I think they were in a 4-4-2. And maybe it's something with that formation that they play, right? Because we play teams in 4-4-2s all the time. You look at, Burnley sets up in a 4-4-2 and we dominate Burnley. So, I mean, that's not a good comparison, but it was just first thing that came to mind. So, on to the next round, and that's what matters, right? The team can stop, they can stop stressing about that, and they can come back and they can focus on the league again, and they've been doing an excellent job with that, so we'll see where that goes. Now, Champions League over, let's go to the Premier League a little bit, okay? So we talked about all that other stuff. Now, I'll bring up injury, I'll just talk about injuries now. So you have Matip out, and I know everyone knows that Matip has been incredible this season. Right, incredible. When he came in at the back end of last season and then at the beginning of this season, he's been unbelievable. And that's a reoccurring theme in this side. Any player that Klopp puts in, they just want to play well and their form improves, right? I'm trying to remember a player where we put him in, I mean, aside from Alberto Moreno, but where we put him in and he just did bad, right? You look at Gomez at the beginning of last season, Klopp put him in next to Van Dijk. Incredible. He did excellent. And, he's been struggling when he's gotten his chances this season. But my point is that every player that comes into the side knows their role and they compete and they do well. Their form is excellent. So Matip, the injury blow, you don't even think about it anymore, right? Like, it sucks when it happens. Like, take the Fabinho injury. When it happened, I was like, that's a huge blow to our team. Huge blow. Fabinho has been our staple defensive midfielder, right? And he's just excellent form. Excellent form. The stats where we haven't lost a game, I guess, since he's been in the side is unbelievable. But then I'm watching the Bournemouth game. I'm watching the Salzburg game. And I'm not even thinking about Fabinho at all during the time. Like, we have Henderson playing that defensive midfield role, or maybe Wijnaldum was, but Henderson was getting forward. But in the formation at the beginning of the game, he was set up in that defensive midfielder role. It's just incredible. You don't even think about it because these players get plugged into the system and they just perform. So Matip, it's a blow. Fabinho, it's a blow. But it's not affecting the team at all. Keita, thank God that this guy is healthy now because you've seen the last two games. He's been incredible. He's got that creativity that we've been dying for in the midfield. And Ox can provide it, but Ox has been playing up in the front three recently that when Klopp starts him, like against Bournemouth. But it's a breath of fresh air that we have that creativity. Am I missing anyone on the injury front? Shaqiri was injured for a while, but then Klopp plugs him into the system, and look, he gets a goal. I mean, it's unbelievable. But so let's move on. Let me know if I'm forgetting anyone as far as the injuries go. I really don't. I don't think I am. Except for Klein. I don't even know if Klein plays for us anymore. All right. So 40 goals in the Premier League so far in 15 games, or 16 games. Excellent. It's almost 3. It's about 2.5 goals a game, which is excellent. 14 goals conceded and only 3 clean sheets. And that's been circulating around social media as the clean sheets. But I'm not worried about that because our standings in the Premier League is excellent. So yeah, it's exactly 2.5 goals a match. 258 shots total on target, which is incredible. 258 shots, 102 on target. 40% shooting accuracy, 3 penalties scored, 44 big chances created. And what's crazy is that 44 big chances and we have 44 goals. So our conversion rate is incredible. And what's even funnier is that we've hit the woodwork 4 times, right? So 44 big chances, 40 goals. And this is probably not the case, but 44 of the 40 goals, the extra 4 we hit the woodwork. I mean, it's pretty incredible, that stat. So now team play, almost 1,000 passes, just under 600 passes a match, 83% pass accuracy in the Premier League compared to that 86 in the Champions League group stage, 373 crosses, 21% cross accuracy. Now let's talk about defense because our defense has been the area of concern. 3 clean sheets, 14 goals conceded, only 0.88 goals per match, right? So we're pretty much conceding a goal a match. 32 saves, 246 tackles. 61 tackle success, 70 block shots, 154 interceptions, 308 clearances, 129 headed clearances, over 1,000 aerial battles and duels won, 2 errors leading to goals, and no own goals. Hey, that's always good, no own goals. 1 red card, and I think that was Milner. I could be wrong. I don't remember who it was. Could be Milner. 21 offsides. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, let me see if I can find some stats for the players. All right. So, yeah, here we go. All right. So, Alisson has 8 appearances, only 1 clean sheet. All right. I mean, he was injured, and it's tough to get back into a side and get the rhythm. You know what I mean? So, I'm not worried about that. I think he's been doing fine. Adrian, 10 appearances, 2 clean sheets. Nothing bad. Van Dijk, 16 appearances, 3 clean sheets, and 3 goals. Van Dijk's having a great season. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, yesterday against Salzburg, he was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Him and Keita were the players of the game, in my opinion. Whenever Lovren, we don't have any clean sheets with Lovren, but Lovren's been doing an excellent job filling in for Matip, so I don't care. Now, Matip, 7 appearances, 2 clean sheets, 1 goal. Before he got injured, he was having an excellent season. I love Joel Matip, and I love that we gave him that contract extension. Andrew Robertson, what can we say? Excellent. 2 clean sheets, of course, 1 goal. Joe Gomez, 7 appearances, 1 clean sheet. Let's see what else. Alexander-Arnold, 16 appearances, 2 clean sheets, 1 goal. LaRucci, Klein, I'm not worried about any of those. Let's see. Even Fabinho, right? 12 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. Or 1 goal. Yeah, 1 goal, 1 assist. Wijnaldum, 15 appearances, 2 goals. Oh, those are defenders. That's why I was doing that. Okay. Henderson has been having a great year. 15 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. Excellent for him. Keita, 3 appearances and a goal and an assist. He's it's a small sample size, but he's really good. And then Milner, of course, 12 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. I mean, the players that you don't really think about as being the showy players are producing when they come in. Lallana, 7 appearances, 1 goal. Chamberlain, 11 appearances, 1 goal in the Premier League. Curtis Jones got an appearance against Bournemouth. That's good to see because I've always liked him. Even I remember, I think it was either last preseason. I think it was last preseason. We were playing Chester. I think it was Chester. It was one of the first preseason games, and I think he was playing left wing, and I just remember looking at him, and I think he's like 17 or 18. He's just a step above all those U23 players, in my opinion. I think he can really hold his own. He playing in the Premier League, him, Harry Wilson. I think this move to Bournemouth was excellent. I think him and Curtis Jones are kind of the next players that are going to come through. And I like LaRucci too, but moving on, Harvey Elliott, of course, too. All those players we talked about. All right, here we go. Firmino, 16 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists. Love the guy. All right, then we get into Mane, 15 appearances, 9 goals, 4 assists. Excellent year. He's just building off of last season, right? Salah, I'm the biggest critic of Salah because I don't like when he's dribbling. He's a finisher, right? He's not a dribbler, but he still creates at the same time. But when he gets the ball, I get nervous because he either gives it away or he makes it. It's just polarized. He either gives the ball away or it's an excellent assist/goal. That's all it is. There's no in between, or at least in my opinion. But 13 appearances, 7 goals, 4 assists. I mean, what more can you ask for? Shaqiri, 4 appearances, 1 goal. I believe 3 of those were substitutions. Nothing for Rhian Brewster. And then Divock. What a legend. Liverpool legend. 12 appearances, 3 goals. Excellent. Unbelievable. So, there you go. There you got the stats there. So now let's talk about upcoming fixtures, and then we'll kind of wrap everything up. So, okay. So here we go. So we got Watford coming up. All right. I just want to see Liverpool. Here we go. Filter maybe. Yeah, I just want to see Liverpool. We have Watford, I believe, on Saturday. Do I have to hit enter for that? Okay. Cancel. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Watford. Then we have Leicester. All right. At Leicester, I believe that'll be a tough game. I think we can do it though. Coming up, this is Premier League, by the way. I know we have additional games in between, but then we have Sunday, the 29th of December. We're playing Wolves. All right, at Anfield, and then January 2nd, Sheffield United at Anfield again. I'm so glad we got that win. Regardless of if Dean Henderson dropped the ball or whatever, I'm glad we got that win at Sheffield United. That's a big W. I think that really held our momentum for the games after that. Now, coming up, we have Spurs at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So that'll be a tough game because, Mourinho, aside from that last game against United at Anfield, we struggle beating Jose Mourinho's side. But, what are you going to do? Speaking of Man United, we play them on January 19th. All right. And then we got Wolves again at the Molineux, or however you say it, and then Southampton. So pretty favorable fixtures with the exception of Leicester. Wolves will be a challenge, but I think we can do it. And then I believe that our game at West Ham needs to be rescheduled. So, guys, so far, just to sum everything up, let me know how you guys are feeling. Any critiques of the team? I really don't have any critiques of the team because everything that Klopp does, it seems like it's just excellent. Like, it just fits. It fits perfectly. And, any player that comes in does his job and does it well. Look at Shaqiri coming in the other day. Divock, when he comes in, he does great. Keita, just thrown back into the side, does excellent. Chamberlain, same thing. It's great. I want everyone to realize something, all right? Because I'll be the first to admit I haven't been a Liverpool fan for the longest time, right? But I was around for the Joe Allen era, right? Where we had, after Suarez left, I was around for that to see how bad that team was, right? And they weren't necessarily the worst team, but they were pretty bad. And now to see that, and then see the team we have right now, this quite possibly could be the best Liverpool team I see in my lifetime, right? So I'm just trying to take it in and enjoy it, right? Enjoy the fact that we're pulling out wins with, last-second wins, like the win at Aston Villa. Unbelievable. Like, the team just doesn't give up. And it's all a mindset. This has just been hammered into the team for the past 4.5 years under Klopp. Mentality monsters. That's the term that's been thrown around. It's incredible. And I just want everyone to enjoy it like I'm enjoying it. All right? So thanks for joining me, guys. All right? Hope you got something out of today. Like I said, everything will be kind of infrequent. But I do want to get back into doing these. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed the statistical analysis. All right? And everyone, hope you have a good day.